Classic League Podcast time! Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 284 of the Classic Elite Podcast. My name is Scott. I've got Dustin with me. Dustin, what's going on, man?
Notre Dame beat Michigan.
Woo! That was fucking awesome. Yes, did you end up going over to the in-laws and watching the game, or did you guys stay at home? Cool.
Yeah, it was great because we got to watch the game, and I've been eating cleaner. I haven't been super duper strict, but just cleaner.
Wait, you've been eating cleaner?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The food is cleaner.
It's okay.
I haven't been like a cleaner.
Yeah, I'm thinking like antifreeze or something. You're out there like.
Although I hear that is sweet.
Normally it does smell all right. Normally people say healthier.
Yeah.
You're not an alcoholic, so it's not like you're out here boozing and you're like, no, I'm living clean. That's like no drugs or alcohol. Are you over there like munching tons of weed brownies? So now you're like, okay, well, take the THC out of the brownies. I'm eating clean now. So, okay, so you're eating better. You're eating better, but yes. What, you indulge on some snacks while you're enjoying the victory?
They had pizza and hot wings.
Hell yes.
And I destroyed them.
It was a homemade pizza?
No, it was a local place out
there
by where they live.
Hell yeah.
It's kind of a mom and pop place, but it's still really good.
Well, Nashville's got amazing food, so I'm sure it was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a big game. It was the biggest one of the weekend, so it warrants some nice catering and whatnot. I'm psychotic, so I needed to watch the game alone. My dad was out of town, so I just stayed at home. I shut off my phone. Like, I'm not listening to anybody, because my friends are jerks. I don't talk any shit to them, but man, I get razzed all the time. And Notre Dame's not normally very good, so I get razzed all the time. But my buddy sent me the vinyl from like 1973 or 78 of the marching band.
Cool.
So I'm, 7 o'clock. I've got this going. My neighbors probably think I'm weird, but whatever. I was having a good time. So yeah, it was a good weekend for me, and also played a lot of video games. So I look forward to talking about that. Did you guys do much other than watching college football?
Not really. Got some ice cream. The September's blizzard at Dairy Queen is pumpkin pie.
Oh, okay. There you go. That reminds me of my favorite meme that I've seen in a while. I think I might have told you, and if I've said it on the cast before, I apologize. I love it too much. It said, IPAs are the white man's spiced pumpkin lattes or whatever. I was like, that's pretty funny. My buddies are big IPA drinkers, so it was, yeah, it was funny to them. So, no commands here. Is that one of those features that I've neglected on YouTube for the live streaming? Sorry, Deirdre. I apologize. Yeah, but we're a video game podcast, so we'll talk about some video games here. We have some news to get to. It's a light news week, but we'll do our best to still put out an entertaining show. If you'd like to support us, please, anywhere that you find the show, if you have an opportunity to rate us, please do that. So yeah, man, first things first, Superman is going to be playing Geralt, Rivia. I always want to say Riviera, of Rivia or whatever. Yeah, Henry Cavill is going to play Geralt in the Netflix adaptation of The Witcher.
That's a pretty big get for that show. Like, that'll actually get some eyeballs.
It's definitely, absolutely. It is a great PR move. Isn't that? I think I like Henry Cavill a lot. I think he did a good job on Superman. It wasn't his fault that there are faults with Superman. I think Zack Snyder's to blame for that. I think he's excellent. He's very charming in interviews, so I'm excited.
Superman sucks anyway.
What does?
Superman kind of sucks anyway.
I get it, but I love him. I love Superman. Always have. He's probably him and Wolverine are my favorite. Those are my favorite Marvel guys or superhero guys. I know, slip, right? I basically just said Star Trek and meant Star Wars, kind of a thing. But yeah, I like Henry Cavill, so I'm excited. And he's got the jaw structure, he's got the build.
Mm-hmm.
You know,
you still have some gray hair on him.
A little bit of gray hair. Hopefully, they don't take the CGI route like they did in the Justice League movie to get rid of his mustache. Yeah, I'm excited. I don't know, Dustin, you've never played any of The Witcher, have you? I've only played 3. It was very fun. It made my top 10 games list that year when we did those. Mm-hmm. Shout out to Mike T from the Cartoon Retrocast for sending that to me. That still really appreciate it. The Witcher 3 was a really fun game, and it wasn't that much fun to play, honestly, but it was very fun to like go through. The story was really cool, but the combat wasn't really fun.
All right.
I don't know. I really wanted like a Batman. Like I really wanted some badassery. It's really kind of clunky and slow, so I didn't really enjoy it that much. But again, the story and the acting was excellent. But I have to imagine this will be the beginning of the series, so I don't really know what to expect. I don't think in 3 I'm going to have very many spoilers or anything. So, yeah, I agree with you, man. Big get. Real big get.
Yeah, but if they show that they have him and they advertise it as like, if you like Game of Thrones, watch this, then a billion people are going to come and watch.
They will, but that would do disservice to it because it's not that.
They just have to make it look.
I mean, it kind of is. Yeah, I mean, I guess it kind of is.
It's like swords and little people, right? I mean,
I was gonna say, yeah, swords and like moss on stones. That's pretty much.
That's gonna be our Game of Thrones podcast. Swords and little people.
Swords and little people. All right, there you go. Well, yeah. If you watch it, I would gladly do a Game of Thrones podcast. Like way too late. We just started one today. I would do it. Why not? Yeah, I'm not going to play either of the first 2 Witchers, but I'm very excited. I will absolutely watch this. And unless it's atrocious, I'll probably finish the whole series. Speaking of Netflix, this week's been tough to concentrate on things because I finally had some time to watch season 5 of the British Bake Off. Did you ever watch that? It's so good. So good. So, yeah. All right. So, everybody, I don't know the date. Did they? Let me see. I've got the Variety article here. Do they have a general... I'm not seeing if they have any sort of an estimated time of when it will start shooting or any of that. There was speculation a while ago about it. You remember that? He put out like a tweet that he would play Geralt if he could. He said he liked the books and the games.
Yeah.
According to the Variety article, he already knew he was going to get the part when he did that. That hurts. You know, I hate being tricked. The marketing got me, man. You need a hashtag ad on that. So, okay, cool. What do we have next?
Okay, so Dune 2's final secret revealed after 24 years, and this is confirmed by long-haired sword guy. What's his face?
Romero. Yeah.
So there is a secret in the industrial park. Industrial.
It looks industrial.
What the hell is the name of the
Yeah,
level?
industrial zone. Map 15.
Okay.
Map 15.
So there is a secret there that people have known about for a hot minute, but they thought that it was only you can only do it through cheats. And a guy recently found it, and he found that you have to get one of the enemies to spawn a lost soul. And when they spawn the lost soul, it will like smush you down, and that's the only way you can trigger the teleporter.
Yeah, the tweet from Romero says, "Congrats, Zero Master." That's the person on YouTube that did it.
Yeah.
Finally, after 24 years, to win the game, you must get a 100% level on 15 by John Romero. So this is the first person, according to John Romero, to also complete the game. Right, am I reading that tweet right? That's tongue-in-cheek, of course, but that's pretty funny.
Imagine if you were the guy who knew about that, who's been doing it for like 20 years, and you just never thought to make a YouTube video about it because you thought everybody knew.
Oh, right.
And you're like, no, I could have been like the Chris Houlihan guy.
Like I'm about to steal the thunder from somebody in Super Mario 3.
Right.
I really enjoy these secrets still coming out. You remember a couple years ago where on Christmas Day, if you play Mortal Kombat 2 and do some menu commands, you unlocked a secret? And it was like a message to someone's girlfriend or something?
Yeah.
Yeah, I love that this stuff still... I love that they knew about it, but nobody knew how to get it legitimately.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. Zero Master, we'll have the article that we found. Oh, no, I said, from TechSpot. And that has the YouTube video from Zero Master embedded, so you can check that out. All right. Next up. Oh, I should have started the order different. Dustin, I obviously thought of you when I saw this next article pop up. There's a Sega Genesis. Also, Dumbass will be interested in this. There's a Sega Genesis to PC Engine Genesis controller converter. So you can use your Sega Genesis controller on your Turbo Grafx 16 or PC Engine.
Which would be really weird without the switches.
Oh, yeah, because it doesn't. That has the ability to turn turbo on and off, right?
Yeah. Those built-in turbo switches?
There is a PCB replacement. Do you think there's any way that those might have some funkiness, like stick out or something?
Maybe.
That's weird.
Maybe if you got like one of the old six button like turbo third parties.
This is for only the 3-button.
Man, yeah, that'd be weird. I mean, it'd be cool in a clinch. Like if you wanted to buy 4 or 5 of those, so you could play multiplayer games.
Yeah,
get awesome like Dungeon Explorer game going.
I guess another thing I'm thinking about. I guess it has to be a PCB replacement because the connector is different. Like this has the generic 9-pin Atari on the Sega Genesis, and it's like round or something is on Turbo Grafx, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah. So there was also those ports that had or those projects that had the ability to take the guts out and put in a Bluetooth controller.
Mm-hmm. So it's a Turbo Duo port.
Okay. Yeah. Well, like a small S-Video, almost.
Yeah.
For anybody not watching on YouTube. I got this from RetroRGB.com. And there's also the article that we'll have linked. Will have the article to GitHub, how to do it. It's by a person named Ratboy. And it's, I don't know. This is just... I kind of agree with, I was watching Bob at RetroRGB talk about this on his podcast, and he had mentioned that he doesn't like the idea of chewing up Sega Genesis controllers.
Mm-hmm.
Even though there's a bunch of those, he still doesn't like that. But he did say, now if you're going to go to a third-party one and do it, go for it.
Yeah.
Which I thought was pretty cool. Later, Deandra. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. So, yeah, man, I'm just not able to stretch this news out that far this week. Is this a scenario, I guess, where you would, do you have any third-party extra controllers laying around that you'd want to convert?
I do. I could. I use one for my Amiga CD32.
Okay.
But I probably have... Because whenever I got a Sega Genesis lot, they always had like some third-party 6-button controller.
Yeah. You know, now that you say that, I bet a 6-button... If it's a PCB swap, it might not fit, though. But a third party one with 6 buttons might fit. So who knows? Maybe a little bit of soldering with the D-pad stuff. I don't know. Maybe it's possible. I don't know.
I feel like it'd be easier just to spend the money on a controller.
Yeah, but that's not fun. That's not. You can't brag about that. Oh, I went to eBay and bought a. Which after 2 weeks, I finally got my little extension cable off of eBay. I mean, DHL should give you money if they ship it DSL or DHL. Do you ever have that?
Yeah.
They say, part of me thinks it's like some conspiracy where it's not really shipped from the U.S. It's like actually Chinese, or it's like rush Chinese. So I don't have to wait 6 weeks. I only wait 2. I don't know. It's like, come on, you're in the United States. Just drop it in your mailbox. I bought a cord. Like it was a 1 meter USB-C extension cord. That's all I needed.
What was that for?
2 weeks. My PC or my laptop. So when I'm watching like YouTube and whatnot, well, right now British Bake Off. Right. I'll use my laptop, and the way that my bed is arranged, every now and again, like I'll pull my laptop in a weird way, and if I don't have that extension cable, it'll put a bunch of force on the not only the port but the cable. And the last extender I had, I still busted, so this was just a replacement extender.
Ah, okay.
So it's one of those where you want the wires to come up like from. You can definitely tell I don't have a girlfriend because I've got wires coming out from like my headboard because it's convenient to like charge my phone and stuff. That would be totally unacceptable. But what are you gonna do? All right. Well, then, Dustin, I guess let's get to the last news item. Like we're already done with news. So, what do you want to talk about?
Cyberpunk.
In general.
2077.
Okay.
I could go over the history.
You watched yeah. Okay.
But yeah, I watched that 48-minute gameplay demo, and it looks awesome.
It does.
I can't wait to play it.
Okay, is this clearly a day one for you?
Yeah, I'll definitely buy it day one. Okay. I might have, wait 2 months to play it, but.
Use the now that Amazon's changed their gaming thing, you'll still get a $10 credit if you pre-order something now, but you still pay full price for the game, but it's $10 off your next order.
Cool.
But it's off of any order. And so since I use Amazon so much, I'm okay with this.
Yeah, that's cool.
So so you'll get this and $10 to buy a third-party Genesis controller that you can hack out. So I guess what are some of the things that stood out to you? Was it graphics, gameplay? Like, where do you want to start?
The amount of detail is pretty much off the charts. The
maybe if I get a real doll, Zarek.
Speaking of Cyberpunk,
yeah, right. Zarek says wires in the bed would be acceptable with certain girls sometimes. Just to say, if I have a date, that shit gets hidden. So,
I thought some of the dialogue was a little try hard. It sounded like teenagers who learn how to cuss for the first time.
Yeah, way too many F-bombs.
Yeah.
You're not the only one I've seen that feedback from.
Just some of it's real dumb.
Yeah.
Real dumb. But it's not a finished product, so maybe they'll go and scrub some of that dialogue.
I'm sure that's low on the priority list right now.
Yeah. But yeah, other than that, it looks awesome. It's first person RPG. You shoot people and numbers pop out of them.
Yeah.
The character designs are really cool. They showed some guys called Borgs who are super into transhumanism, upgrading themselves with metal parts. And those guys looked really, really cool.
Man, that'd be fun. I'd mod myself. I would.
I was watching. I was like, I wonder if there's a no modification trophy.
Oh, if not, that's an excellent one to have.
Yeah. Like you go through just completely as default human as possible. Also, that's my techno moniker, default human.
Default human.
Oh.
On the Cyberpunk forums, that's what you're known as.
But yeah, it reminds me, it kind of looks like what I always wanted Deus Ex to be, because I always thought Deus Ex was really clunky. Well, not the first two. I don't have much experience with those two, but the Human Revolution, Mankind Divided.
Mm-hmm.
Like Adam Jensen always looks like a total badass in the previews, and then you go to actually play him, and he moves like a brick.
Yeah, you would do want it to feel natural. You don't want RoboCop.
Yeah. So hopefully it looks as good as it plays as good as it looks.
That has me concerned. Just luckily they're shooting. If we were hacking, swords, I'd be concerned because, like I just talked about, The Witcher 3. So
yeah,
I think the density and the way that the NPCs move is stunning. I think it was Giant Bomb. It might have been another podcast talking about it, and it didn't even dawn on me, but they made a really great point that they're watching this demo playthrough, and like any of the NPCs could have been the character that you needed to go to. They just all felt like they had as much attention to detail as the one that you're supposed to talk to, when usually it's really easy to know who you're supposed to talk to, because there's clearly more effort into that model. And I thought that was a really good point that totally went over my head, but that's the kind of thing that once it's pointed out to me, it's like, oh my God, that makes so much sense why it just looked natural. When specifically, who's like the big like buff guy that's your partner that keeps calling you V or whatever?
Jackie?
Maybe. He's like the one, he's just like sitting down and V walks up to him at a point to like get the next mission or whatever. And you could have so easily just walked by him. He didn't stand out in any way. And that's a testament to all the ancillary stuff going on, not necessarily a sloppiness on his model or anything like that. It really, when Blade Runner 2049, when Ryan Gosling is getting hit on by those hookers that his AI Alexa girl or whatever ends up like renting for him, they really felt they captured that area of Blade Runner really well in this demo. It really reminded me of that scene of the movie a lot of times, and I thought that was really cool. What would you think of the bullet time-ish stuff that they show kind of right out of the gate?
Oh, it was cool.
So how different does that appear to you from like a Max Payne or something like that? Does it look like mechanically it works the same way, or were there any differences that you noticed?
So it looks like you have a really big advantage when you use it. Like with Max Payne, you move at the same speed as the enemies. When you go to bullet time, you just aim faster.
Oh, okay.
This looks like you both move, like you could move past bullets if you wanted to.
Yeah, like you turn into Neo or something.
Yeah.
I would love to know the perspective of what the enemy saw. Like, are you just turning into a blur? Yeah. You know what I mean?
I guess it looked like when Neo was shooting at the agent.
Yeah.
In the Matrix.
God, that effect has not aged really well, but that still was so fun.
Yeah.
So with the bullet time in Max Payne, how does that work? Can you just turn it on at any time, or how do they limit your ability to do that?
You have a bar.
Okay.
And I think every time you start a level, it is maxed out. Get it? And as you kill enemies, you'll regain that.
Okay. Because this looks like it's a consumable, like a Dead Cell or a Dead Cells, Dark Souls vial, or Bloodborne vial. I mean.
All right, that was the inhaler thing she was taking, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's a Dread reference.
I was gonna say that as soon as you said it, Dread popped into my head. I hope that's a Dread reference. Oh man,
that awesome.
This movie's so damn good. Oh, let me gush about Alex Garland for another 10 minutes to pad this out. I'm about to start his book Tesseract. I'm looking forward to watch.
Was directed Alex Garland?
Yeah, he wrote it. He wrote the screenplay, and he's not credited as the director, but he everyone on cast is like he directed that movie.
No wonder it was so good.
Yeah. Yep. That was Alex Garland joint. So that was his dipping the toe into directing, and the Next Machina was his first directing.
I need to watch that. It's on Netflix.
He's got it's a fun one to go through. It's good for rewatching.
Yeah. Zurich makes a good point. Cowboy Bebop. That was it wasn't an inhaler. It was eye drops that the dude put in. It was a drug.
Okay.
I think that was the first episode.
I need to watch Cowboy Bebop.
It's good.
That's what I hear. I have no doubt that I would love it. It was anime, so I just didn't watch it. I was in college, and I wanted to watch Reno 911. It's weird because Cowboy Bebop was either on before or after Aqua Teen.
Mm-hmm.
I think Aqua Teen was after, so I caught little bits of it, but I never gave it a chance.
Aqua Teen's great too.
Aqua Teen is so good. Oh, I love it. So from outside of the bullet time and stuff, I heard people talking about her, I didn't see this, but her, I don't know, attaching to a wall and shooting people, or I guess she had some really mobile, kills in this demo. Is that... Mm-hmm.
It was...
Or no, they hacked a weapon. It was a weapon hacking thing that we're talking about. Did you pick up on any weapon? Okay.
I missed the last 8 minutes. Solly came in.
Okay.
At the very end. So I was like, oh, gotta go.
Also, I heard someone else point this out. But it jumped out to me as well. Did you notice how they blurred, the genitals of the character in the character creation screen?
Oh, yeah.
But then, 2 minutes in, they show, a fully naked lady, being pulled out of the...
Yeah, the ice bath.
Yeah.
That is weird.
I'm sure that there's, some lawyer out there is going, well, technically that's pornographic in the character creation screen, and it's finished art, so it can be in the trailer or the game because it's a done asset, but if you're out there manipulating genitals, then that's pornography. I don't know. It just was weird to me. Or maybe they just didn't have that done. They're like, we don't know how we're going to do the wiener scaler, so we're just going to blur it. Just So, yeah.
Big head
mode. What mode?
Big head mode.
Very nice. Very nice. Your mic got weird there for a second.
Oh, okay.
That ruined the joke. Goddamn Discord. The flicker's back, so it wasn't my driver update. So
I wonder if it's my driver's.
No, it's totally on my end.
Oh, okay.
So maybe that monitor's going and I just have to buy a new one. Oh, shucks. So yeah, I guess any other final thoughts or anything else that jumped out?
The weapon designs look really cool.
The car looks great moving. I thought the car looked fun to drive.
Yeah. There was a billion different options at any given time.
Yep.
She was given a quest by a guy, and in the briefing she was given the identity of an agent that worked for the corporation, and she could choose whether or not to talk to that agent. After she talked to the agent, she set up a meet. She could have choose whether or not to ambush the agent or just blow off the meeting or talk to the agent. She went down and talked to the agent. At any given time during there, she could have tried to grab the gun from the guy holding a gun to her head. And, it was just a billion butterfly effect options.
Yeah, exactly. And so they're implying that if you totally negate that could affect things down the road pretty significantly.
Yeah.
Which I thought. So I'm overwhelmed by that. I need Mega Man style games. So we'll see if the zeitgeist gets me or not. See, my concern is that I won't be able to avoid it because it'll be the next generation console. So this might be a good excuse to get the PlayStation 5 or whatever. Or
I didn't think of that. I hope not.
oh, dude, it's almost assuredly going to be a new console.
I don't want to spend like $600 to get this game.
You don't want to, but
I mean, let me
let's not
rephrase
kid
that.
ourselves.
It's gonna suck when I spend $600 to get this game.
There we go. You turn around, you're like, well, okay, which one of these behind me is going today? I do have a 4-score, but whatever then what was that called? 4-tap?
Multi-tap?
A multi-tap for the Turbo Grafx. What was that called?
I think it's just called a multi-tap.
Okay, yeah. You're like, I got an extra multi-tap. That's going to the Cyberpunk fund. Good deal. Well, all right, man. I guess let's talk about the YouTube channel of the week.
YouTube channel of the week.
Week.
Let's go with Drum Dums.
I love that name.
Yeah, that's a good one. He is...
Oh, Simon Griffin was excellent, by the way. I was picturing Sam Griffith's guitar from
Yes.
last week. Yeah,
Okay.
I didn't picture him. He was like a flamenco style, Spanish style, nylon guitar playing acoustic guitar player, like nylon. I was expecting, I don't know, like a more like my style. Yeah, like something like that. So I really enjoyed it because it's the Esteban. Do you remember those infomercials that had that guy Esteban that would sell like a $99 guitar and he was like this amazing guitar player, but it was on like QVC. You know what I'm talking about?
No, but I
someone in chat's got to remember. He had like long hair and these like wicked like vampire fingernails, and he was amazing at guitar. But he was trying to sell these cheap $99 guitars.
I wonder what he's doing now.
Probably about the same thing. I don't know.
He's Sam Griffin's guitar.
God, someone's got to remember Esteban. It's just like seemed like a dude dressed up as a character, like it. But he was really good. He was excellent. He was one of those infomercials where he's like, "I can make you play like me in 6 weeks with my videotape." Okay, sorry. So yeah, Drum Dums.
Yes, he reviews horror movies, and he is awesome because he's like a normal dude. He's not like super try hard metal guy. He's not like gothed out. I've been in film school for like 8 years, and I hate you all because you're peasants. He's just a normal dude, and he's like, horror movies are good. And this one's good. That was kind of good.
So I'm really curious to hear you talk about the video you're recommending because I've not seen the movie.
So the movie the one I picked, he reviewed was Halloween Resurrection. And this is... Why does it tell me to sign in the chat?
Is this one of...
Right to hell, sign in.
Is this one of the Rob Zombie ones?
No, it was the last one before those.
Okay. Was Jamie Lee Curtis in this? She was in H2O. Were there two with old Jamie Lee Curtis?
Yes.
Well, I guess we should say older. Yeah, now it's elderly Jamie Lee Curtis. Is that what we're going to say? Yeah. It's not really true, but is that how we're going to have to frame this?
Grandma
Curtis. Okay, yeah. Grandma Jamie.
But yeah, okay, so it was H2O, and H2O did really well because it was one of those Kevin Williamson horror movies from the 90s. And then they wrapped the arc up in that movie, but they made a sequel. And from what I understand, they had a sequel in mind from the beginning. So it when you see Halloween Resurrection, it feels like H2O was awesome, so they made a sequel and kind of forced it in there. But apparently it was planned from the beginning. I don't know.
Weird.
That's all. That's what I've heard from the internet, so it has to be true. But anywho, Halloween Resurrection stars Tyra Banks and Busta Rhymes.
All right, yeah.
And I'll go and spoil it. It ends with Busta Rhymes roundhouse kicking Michael Myers into some electricity and killing him.
All right. Oh, that sounds worth watching.
Yeah, after he says "trick or treat, motherfucker."
Okay. Awesome.
Yeah.
I had a huge crush on Tyra Banks until she like had a reality show, and you're like, wow, you're not a great person to be entertained by. A lot of girls, and when I was in 8th grade, I had a Tyra Banks, one of the swimsuit issues, like taped up on the inside of my desk, and it really pissed off the girls in my 8th grade class.
Cool.
Because I thought I was objectifying women. I'm like, settle down, ladies.
Sports Illustrated is objectifying the women, okay?
Yes.
I'm just looking at it.
I didn't buy it. I just ended up with the magazine. I that was sent to me somehow. I don't know if it was a free trial or what, but it took some pleading with my mom to let me keep it. She was like, "You're not keeping that." I'm like, "Come on. I'm 13. I've seen a boob before. This isn't even there. Come on." Yeah. Okay. That's what happens when you're at Catholic school. Girls get easily offended by everything. It's kind of like today. So
You should be
I was well adjusted. This is nothing new to me, and I went to hippie college, so it's all the same. So yeah, Halloween Resurrection Revisited. So what's his take on the movie then, or I guess what's his angle?
It's hot garbage.
Okay.
But he tells it in a really nice way, in a really down to earth way.
Okay.
Like he's not screaming at it and cussing and like flipping over stuff in his little recording area. And he's an older guy. He has a daughter who is like full grown, like college age.
Oh, really?
So yeah, he's been
Just some dude on the internet.
Yeah, he's just a guy. He seems awesome.
I already really like him. So yeah, we're gonna recommend the Halloween Resurrection Revisited video. Are there some others that have jumped out to you off the top of your head?
What did he just do? I watched it. Was that today? The Frighteners. He reviewed the Frighteners.
I remember hearing about it. I have not seen that at all.
It's good. Michael J. Fox's last starring role in a movie.
Oh yeah, okay, that's why that's familiar. I haven't seen it, but I remember the trailers and whatnot. It was a big deal on TV. That was heavily publicized. Cool. Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, we're 37 minutes in. We might get to 45 minutes tonight.
All right.
So, what you been playing, man?
I played some Costume Quest. I finally did that a single thing that I said I was going to do during the show.
All right.
And I played Costume Quest with Solomon.
If it's horror related, there's a chance he'll live up to the explanation. Oh, Mr. Plinkett's Red Letter episode 8 review. Oh, you want me to talk about that? Wait, the Star Wars one? It was good. Do you ever watch the Red Letter Media, Mr. Plinkett's? He's the guy that like. Go ahead. So do you know it?
I think I watched his Ghostbusters review.
Yeah. Okay.
The Chick Ghostbusters.
Yes. His Titanic review is also excellent. His Indiana Jones and the Crystal Skull is excellent. Every one of his Star Wars ones is excellent. Yeah, he just did a new one that I would highly recommend. It's not as raunchy or funny, but it's a very well done hour-long review of Star Wars. It's funny. He keeps like reminding you like Rian Johnson's not a bad person. He just made really stupid, obvious decisions. Like at one point, like the whole a big joke they keep leaning on is that he everything he did was to take the unexpected way to handle it.
Mm-hmm.
So they have like an artsy fartsy Rian Johnson at dinner movie, and one of the guys just picks up a bottle of wine and it looks like he's gonna pour it in a glass, and then just starts pouring it on the table, and then they cut, and it's like fiend, like so it's just showing that it was like an obvious subversion for what you're expecting, like
yeah.
So I don't little things like that. It was a well done. I like almost all their videos, Dustin. I think you would like their Best of the Worst series.
Okay.
They do horrible B movies, and they have like some sort of game show style way of randomly selecting them. And then they talk about them. So sometimes they're crappy horror movies, sometimes they're just regular 80s movies that were direct to video that you would get at the rental store. And they just have hour-long conversations about it. It's, especially once you get to know the guys, they're like really enjoyable to watch. Yeah, I just recently watched the Cabin in the Woods video.
Cool.
Because they did a nice job there. Oh, and I did Good Bad Movies. Is that the guy?
Good Bad Flicks?
Good Bad Flicks, yes, with all the references. Mm-hmm. You're right. That was a really fun movie to watch, or fun video to watch about the movie. Okay, so thank you for helping us pad the episodes, Eric. So on to Costume Quest. How's Costume Quest?
It's great. It's funny. It's super funny written. Funnily written. The dialogue is funny. The gameplay is, it's a little repetitious, but it has enough of a hook that I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I don't want to look at everything. I don't want to, like, you can bash stuff with your little trick-or-treat pail.
Okay.
Like, you hit a fire hydrant and some candy will pop out. You hit the trash can and some candy will pop out. And I'm like, oh, I don't want to do this in the entire level. But then I do it anyway because I'm like, oh, I'll get that candy. Yeah. It's so weird because it's almost like the first level is like baby's first RPG because it's all turn-based combat when it's so okay. The premise of the game is you're trick-or-treating. You're going around, you're finding all the candy in the houses or the mall, which is where I'm at now. And when you knock on the door to trick-or-treat, you may get a human who gives you candy, or you may get a monster, and that's when you fight. And that's kind of how the random battles are handled.
Okay.
And when you get into a fight, whatever costume you're in, because you're in like these old, like it looks like a robot costume that an 8-year-old built, because it's all like aluminum foil and cardboard. But when you get into a fight, you're like you're in a Gundam. Basically.
Okay,
it's
awesome.
Like this giant robot, and you're fighting these giant monsters, and they look awesome. And the entire fight system is you hit square to do a regular attack, and as you do regular attack, you have a meter that fills. When that meter is full, you can do a special attack. And there is no like there are no like healing spells or spells at all. You have the Statue of Liberty. You get that costume.
Okay.
And when you do that, it's called Anthem. It heals your party. So that's how you have a healing.
So is there like a risk reward with that double fill mechanic or whatever?
Yes.
Is it kind of like a buff or something where you like skip a turn to?
Kinda. It's
where you just wait longer. Is it like in like Chrono Trigger if there were 2 bars, and you could have like a super attack?
No, it is dependent on you attacking.
Oh, okay.
So you have to attack to fill it up.
Oh, okay.
But, okay, so I went to the second level, which is the mall, and it got really difficult.
Really?
Like, it almost becomes like a puzzle battle.
Okay.
Like, there's a right way to do it.
That's pretty fun, though.
Yeah, it's really fun, because if you do get beat, nothing happens. You just go out of the fight, and you restart the fight.
Okay.
Or you can just walk away and not do the fight at all.
Were you playing with this with Sully at all?
A little bit. He was watching.
Cool. Is it active time, or is it like a full weight based?
It's weight.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you can really think through the if this then that kind of a scenario. Because at Chrono Trigger sometimes, or other similar systems, it's just like, okay, they're full, we're going. Like whatever is available, we're going with it.
And you do get stuff like battle stamps, which is, they are buffs basically. Like I have, excuse me, I have one on Everett, my second player, where he can stun an enemy for 2 rounds.
Oh, okay, nice.
And I found that intensely useful. Like I use that all the time because the guys I'm fighting right now are really hard.
Are the guys that like have like with that? If someone's like poisoning your group, would that be a chance to use that item on them? Or have you not run into that mechanic? Does that exist?
Yes, actually, it's not poison, but it is. They'll set you on fire.
Oh, okay.
And that will have. It's basically poison, but it's fire.
Okay.
Because you're sitting there just taking chip damage the whole time. And so yeah, anybody who I think it's the Maguses that will set you on fire. I always stun those guys first.
Okay. Cool. Good deal. Are there multiple save slots? Can you get Sully his own save slot?
I don't think so. No.
It's a bummer. I mean, it's an indie game, so you get a little bit of a pass there, but
Yeah.
multiple save slots are clutch. So, Sir Cattingsworth, what is up, man? How you doing? Thanks for coming by. Yeah, I was hanging out with all these guys after on Wednesday, or on Monday, on Labor Day, because I spent a couple hours in Zarek's stream, Monster Hunter stuff. He was doing the Final Fantasy. There was like Final Fantasy crossover in Monster Hunter, like
Cool.
from Final Fantasy 14. So like one of the bosses from there was in it, and it was Zarek in his chat made it look easy, but it's apparently really, really hard. And they also brought in mechanics from the MMO into that specific fight, which I thought was really neat, like a cool attention to detail. It wasn't just like, you know, plopping a monster in, like, here you go, like, fight away, grind out something. Which I thought was really cool. Zarek didn't seem to care for the mechanic that much, but I love that they tried to incorporate a new system to really make it feel like there was a true crossover between the games. And it's a free expansion, I believe. I think, isn't Monster Hunter one of those games, like Shovel Knight, where they're just like, hey, here's more free stuff. Here's more free stuff.
Zarek's been playing it for like a year.
Yeah. Hey, Vepper was saying in chat that he's been watching Zarek play for 7 months now. He said, I'm dead inside or something like that. It cracked me up. Thought it was really funny. Which is cool. Oh, yeah, also, shout out to Zarek's subscribers. Someone is sending him a Nintendo Switch with Mario Odyssey. And
Sweet.
also Legend of Zelda, but he's played through that. And one other game. But yeah, so I'm excited to watch him play some Switch, because I'll actually know what's going on. And when I was in chat, dude, he had some substantial super chat donations. Someone that he helped fight one of these bosses, like, let's just say half our budget would be covered in that one stream. It was awesome.
Oh, yeah.
I was very happy for him. Dude definitely deserved it. I had a lot of fun. Lazarus, who's been in our chat a couple times, he was playing with Zarek, so that was really fun. Kind of put a voice to the I don't know, the name in chat or whatever. I think Alex was in there a little bit too. Shout out to Alex, he's in here watching. I don't know, it was fun. Zarek's got a really cool chat. Very nice people. So, oh yeah, it was Bayonetta and Monster Hunter Generations Ultimate.
Champion Edition.
Yeah, Turbo. So yeah, I guess with Costume Quest, how long do you think it's going to take you to beat? Or do you think you'll get through it?
I hope so. I really want to.
Or is Ease 4 going to get to you and you're going to be like, sorry, Costume Quest.
It seems super short, like maybe 6 hours.
Oh,
and that's like
okay.
Trying to get through everything.
Oh, wow. All right.
Yeah.
I guess this was like super indie. Like back before it became thousands of games a day on Steam or whatever. Because there's a sequel, Costume Quest 2.
Yep.
I remember watching Biff McSkylark play that on a charity stream that he was doing. Probably a year or two ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. It was. I remember it being appropriate. He was playing Costume Quest. So I'm picturing it was October.
Yeah.
So yeah, cool, man. If it's 6 hours, that'll be a really good game for when Sully starts to show interest in strategy stuff in a video game. That sounds like a really good, like almost Final Fantasy Mystic Quest kind of stuff, where it's like, all right, when he's like 7 or whatever. Here you go.
Yeah.
It's funny. Everyone complains about that being too easy, and I'm like, I need to start with that one. Cool. Well, did you get into anything else gaming related this weekend?
That was about it. Oh, you know what? We played a little bit of Breath of the Wild.
Oh, nice. Okay.
Just a little bit. So I have a hack. Making money is really difficult in that game unless you give your 5-year-old the Switch and let him play it for like 6 months, and you will have all kinds of crap in your inventory that you can sell.
Awesome.
I sold all his extra stuff that he put on my account. I had over 17,000 rupees. Yeah.
Oh my God. Dude, getting to 100 is a grind.
Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. I love how you just get a big wallet out of the gate in this one, don't you? And it's just like, okay.
Yeah, I don't think I upgraded any wallet or anything. And
you do in some of them. I need to get back. I need to replay A Link Between Worlds. I'm starting to get an itch to play that game.
Yeah.
Did you
I've been wanting to play... I've been watching a channel I need to feature on YouTube Channel of the Week, but they did a Zelda timeline.
Okay.
And Skyward Sword seems really rad.
I loved Skyward Sword. And at the end, there was the use of a song that like really hit me. I was like, oh yeah. But now I get to the internet and everyone's dogging on it, like, oh, it's so bad, and like I remember thinking, oh, this was way better than Twilight Princess. Like now I feel silly with that opinion. It's like me arguing that the prequels were the best Star Wars or something.
Yeah.
Like, people look at me like I have two heads thinking that. I loved Skyward Sword. I thought it was so fun. I still have that's where I got this bad boy.
Cool.
The gold one? Yeah. It came all crunched. Freaking Best Buy with their shitty shipping. Like, they put a thin little box, cardboard collector's edition box in an envelope.
That's awesome. They should just put the shipping sticker right on the game.
Dude, I pre-ordered Infinity War, the 4K Blu-ray, because Best Buy is the only one that had it. They put there was a Best Buy sticker and my pre-order sticker just flat out smacked right on it, like with my name and stuff. Man. Luckily, they used an adhesive that came off really easily. But they did that shit with Diablo 3. I pre-ordered that, and I made her exchange it for one that was available at retail, like that was not pre-ordered, because they put stickers all over it. And I'm like, uh-oh. I think Dustin might have muted himself. Hey, Dustin. Did you mute yourself?
Why did Discord just stop liking me all the time?
I don't know. Best Buy is a secret backer to or maybe Discord rage quit. They're like, I hate stickers too. Ah. But yeah, I felt like a nerd. Oh, I am, but I really felt like one out in public, because I was like, can you please give me one without a sticker plastered all over it, please? Now, this is when I thought that Diablo 3 might be tough to come by from a physical copy standpoint.
Yeah.
That was dumb. And it's totally worthless. I don't know. It's up there. I don't even know if it came with a CD or not, or a DVD. It might have. Yeah, Best Buy. They're dicks. Like, why do they do that? Amazon puts it in a box. How is that tough? They did that to Xerox PS4, he says. I mean, I like that Best Buy exists still, because every now and again you need to go to a physical outlet to do something.
Yeah, when it's like 2:30 on a Sunday afternoon and you need a 3.5 millimeter splitter.
Yes.
Best Buy.
SD card that you need right now.
Yes.
A monster cable you need right now. They actually have great deals on TVs and stuff, though. Like, really good pricing on that aspect. So, yeah. All right. I guess is that it for this week?
It's still really hard to get arrows in Breath of the Wild.
It is. Dude,
I always thought it was hard to.
It's been a really long time. I almost need to restart. I was like 35 hours in.
Did you finish it?
No.
Oh man, you should finish it.
I definitely need to finish it. I got to. I'm on the third of the 4 bosses. It's the one in the camel, and I'm too early I'm at him too early.
Yeah.
So I started getting the pattern down nicely, but I would get close and then not pull off the victory. So I actually left, which really killed me, to go grind out a bunch of shrines to get more hearts. And every time I go to like fly around to get shrines, I'm like, I don't want to do this right now.
Yeah, the shrines here are kind of a bummer. They're a little spread out.
So what I need to do is just pull up like a location map and just go. They're fun. I'm just not in the mood when I turn it on. I want that progress so bad, and I'm behind it.
I had my first. Solly taught me how to do something in a game.
Oh, that's awesome! What did he teach you?
Yeah, it was the shield surfing.
That's rad.
I was like,
dude, I thought the game taught you to do that. And that, don't you have to like do it behind like a creature or something? Like out in the desert?
That was the animals that you were riding.
Oh, okay.
I think it may have been in the tutorial, but I did it like one time and forgot I could even do it.
Okay.
And like I literally played through the whole game and never did the shield surfing because I forgot it was a mechanic. And then when I was playing just the other day, I was like, man, how do you do that? Because we were watching Stampy, one of his favorite YouTubers, play, and he was shield surfing. And I was like, that's awesome. And I was trying to do it, and I was like, how did you do that again? He was like, oh, you hold the shield, and then you jump, and you hit A. And I was like, thanks, dude.
Glad I had you.
Yeah.
It's paying dividends. That's cool, man.
Xeric says wooden shield and pick them out of the shield arrows.
Oh.
But that's not going to work for any of the like special kind of arrows, and I'm not going to stand there and get hit with arrows for like 5 hours until I have enough.
Yeah, Xeric does 8-hour streams. He needs to occupy his time.
I get like 8 minutes to play a video game. So
yeah, I have more, but I love video games, and I spend more time listening to people talk about them and talking about them than I ever come close to playing them. Like
you stream more.
That's what I need to do. Like I probably play like a big week of gaming would be 10 hours. That's substantial, but it's honestly probably 3 or 4 a week. Especially since I reinstalled Rocket League. I didn't give myself enough time. I took a shot. It was a decent shot. The team blocked it. My teammate starts chirping at me. Abandon match, uninstall, delete. Like I got made it a minute before getting chirped at by a teammate. I'm like, I'm out. It fired me up too much. I'm like, nope, already not having fun. Xeric says, okay, you can go over this.
He says, I don't ever remember having a money problem. I wish I could remember how I got rich. I would let you know. I just purchased all my special arrows. I may have sold mills or something. And Vepper said, what's your trick? I don't know. What?
Yeah, tell us which one of us or Xeric. Is it Xeric? Because I don't remember saying a trick. Did you?
I don't think so.
Okay. My trick is to uninstall Rocket League. That's what you need to do. It's so heartbreaking because I love that game so much. But it's too old now. It's full of nothing but assholes.
Yeah. They're all playing, all the other normal people are playing like
all the
Fortnite.
Casuals are gone.
Yeah.
Whatever. So instead I played Dead Cells. I was complaining about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
I made progress, so now I'm back. I'm back in. Sarcastic Sword says hacks. Just cheat. Yeah, so Dead Cells, I got to the third. I beat the third boss of the 4 in the game. So I'm really getting there, man. I should have made it to the final boss. I heard he's a real bastard. But I died in a dumb way. It was a new area. I hadn't seen a lot of the enemies before. There were like really brutal enemies in this next section of the game. But the third boss that I finally got past, I don't know if I'll be able to do it on a consistent basis because I cheesed him. Just there's like basically like an arrow turret that I would drop down, and then I'd throw like a freeze bomb at the guy and just stay away. He's got like a scorpion get over here mechanic. Mm-hmm. So once I got the tell down and could just stay away from that. I had a really good buff with like sometimes if you have a weapon deployed, you get like plus 150% damage with your weapons. Like there's all sorts of really neat ways to have a good build, even though it's really random on what you can buy or what you find. But you can re-roll special stats between sections. So if you have like a weapon that you like I really like that turret weapon. So let's say I have a freezing arrow, I can re-roll the stats on that until I get it to like do bonus damage to frozen enemies.
Okay.
So it's really Dead Cells is great. It is getting repetitious. I still have that burnout factor with some of the early stuff I was complaining about last week. Mm-hmm. But here I am totally in a different mood about it because I made 30 seconds of progress more than I ever had before. Yeah, that's a game I'll be curious to see. Do you know, is there a way to in your Switch to tell how long you've played?
Off the top of my head.
See, there was on the Wii. Remember, you would just go to like the envelope. Maybe that's just per day. But I think the only reason I knew I was 35 hours in Breath of the Wild because that was in-game timer. I don't think that was system level information. Let's see. Scott wouldn't have been able to pull it off without a crowd of people encouraging him. Oh yeah, the stream, dude. That's true. So I guess we'll talk about that. I played and beat Super Mario 2, then Super Mario 1, and then Super Mario 3 on the stream of the Super Mario All-Stars cart. Yeah, I played through 2. That was my intention, was I'll play for an hour and a half or 2 hours most, and I will play till I get a game over in any of the games. And Zarek convinced me, he's like, I left it up to chat when I beat 2. What do you want me to play, 1 or 3? And Zarek said, hey, you can beat 1 quickly and then just go to 3. I thought, that's a reasonable approach. So I did. I got all the way to 8. I had 2 or 3 game overs, and then finally didn't stink on World 8-2 and 8-3, so I was able to get to 8-4 with the Fire Flower.
Cool.
And if you get to 8 with the Fire Flower and take your time, it's an easy castle. So yeah, and then I started 3 and said, well, I'll play till I get a game over. I always remember getting game overs in that one. Mm-hmm. And I just didn't. Chat was really great. Even I had a good number of concurrent viewers at one point, but then Zarek's like, I'm leaving. So I'm like, oh, this is people just waiting on Zarek to stop hanging out with me, because he postponed his stream a little bit to hang out. So I was like, oh, okay, that and it'll go away. And it did for a bit, but then random people started showing up, which was a lot of fun. Shout out to TFCHD on YouTube, hung out pretty much the whole time. And then unfortunately right before World, the ship castle thing or whatever in World 7, OBS started crapping out on me. It just like started crashing, and I did my normal PC restart and it didn't work. And then unfortunately, so when I got the stream going again with different software, I forgot to turn my microphone on, so it's all just straight gameplay, which is fine, but like it's really inelegant, so I would have liked to have been talking about what I was doing versus like World of Long plays, which is nice because it's just like, hey, here's how you play the game. Yeah, that's not what I was providing the internet that day. But the thing that I love about Mario 3 is that I remember Jerry Terrifying saying way back in the day that Mario 3 is not a complicated or not a difficult game if you have time. And it's absolutely true because you earn enough items that any difficult part in World 8, you can just straight get through. You can use a P-Wing to get over it, or you can use a cloud to skip past it or whatever. And I had enough clouds and P-Wings to skip through any difficult areas. And didn't have any trouble in the castle. So it was just, it was really fun. So thank you to everybody that stopped out. I know Vepper was there. Alex was there for a bit. Sir Cattingsworth came by. Big shout out to Zarek. But yeah, it was fun. It was just a really good time. Those are 3 amazing games. Mario Lost Levels sucks, so I feel like I completed the game because Zarek keeps calling it a ROM hack, and I totally agree with that. But something really bizarre happened. In World 7, towards the end of the video or run or whatever, I hit a P block, and I will upload this to video. I'll upload like a 10 or 15 second clip so people don't have to hunt. Zarek put a timestamp in, but I don't think the video is done processing fully yet, so the timestamp's incorrect now. It's actually like Zarek's timestamp is later than it really happened. I hit a P block, and then I tried to hit a coin, but I ran across the top of the coin. It was a yellow coin, and I clearly ran. And when I was playing, it absolutely felt like I should have dropped. Like I did not expect that, and it caught me off guard. It was like a couple. Upon further review, you see his little legs, run across the coin. And Zarek joked in the comments, "Thank you, Zarek. I forgot that happened." Because he pointed it out. Could I have maybe found something that a speedrunner could use to do something?
Maybe.
Wouldn't that be fun? That's what I was joking about with John Romero. Maybe I'll get lucky. This video will go wild. Like, oh my god, you can totally run on Mario coins. And some dude's going to flip his computer going, I've been doing that for 30 years.
Miyamoto will shout out the video.
Yeah, Miyamoto will be confirmed.
Yeah.
Pixel Perfect Jump lets you run on coins. Because Eric brought up a good point. Like, maybe it's something you could jump off of. It was so unexpected. I never realized that. And it was not emulator. I played it on a, I think it's the Player's Choice Mario All-Stars. I think that's the version that I have. So, I don't know. But Super Mario All-Stars is great, and that's why the podcast is out late, because 5.5 hours of playing a video game did not make me want to sit down and edit a podcast and publish it. So that's out. Yeah. So because of that, because less than, not less than, 27 hours ago, I published the last podcast. We don't have any YouTube feedback yet. So that's going to wrap up the show.
We could do an AMA.
Oh, no, we did. We got an hour, 8 minutes. We're good.
Oh, all right.
Unless people want to ask questions, you're more than welcome, but I'm signing us off, so you better get them in soon. Yeah, any other final thoughts before we close out the show?
Do you think they'll do a Switch version of, like an HD version of Skyward Sword?
Huh? Oh, Skyward Sword. I had Breath of the Wild in my head.
You think they'll put that on the Switch, Breath of the Wild?
It's like I was so confused. I'm like, dude. Probably not, since they did Twilight Princess. Oh wait, was Twilight Princess?
Was that Wii U?
That might have been Wii U. I'm looking to see. Yeah, that was Wii U. Twilight Princess was Wii U. Maybe. I don't know. It's like not loved. I feel like people would rather see.
Everything's been redone.
Everything's been redone. Yeah, they've got Majora's Mask out, right? They've redone that. They've redone Ocarina, the fixed water dungeon.
They did.
You think they might do a collection where you could get like Minish Cap and Spirit Tracks or something like that?
That'd be cool. I'd play that.
Ah, but that's so DS. That's so dual screen focus. I don't know if you could do that on the Switch.
Yeah. No, Zelda 2 Rebirth. That's what they need to
That's what they really need to focus on. I heard no strong confirmations, but the soundtrack guy, Kojiro from Yuzo Kojiro, right? Is that his name? Or Yuro Kojiro? I don't have his name in front of me, so I apologize. But it seems like the team behind Streets of Rage thought that just Streets of Rage was a big enough announcement. They couldn't really comment anymore. But it sounds like soundtrack-wise, he's going to probably be involved. It's not confirmed, but
sweet. It
seems like Slop's Game Room was probably spot on with his guessing. So, yeah, and because if this is well received, hopefully then they will get a chance for Zelda 2. That's why I went on that tangent. Because he's been out there saying if he could remake any game, he'd want Zelda 2.
Yes.
I would love that.
That would be awesome.
Mike Matei's been doing some goofy runs with it on Cinemassacre Plays that I think that you'd enjoy. So, yeah. Zelda 2, keep our fingers crossed. Someday they're definitely going to redo that. I just hope it's sooner rather than later.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we got the yawns coming. We've hit over an hour. It is time to wrap up the show. So, I want to thank Ben Landis very much for letting us use the song Through the Forest as our intro music. And also shout out to Cubby for having creative comments on his song, Tidal Force. Sorry, I always want to say Tidal Wave. It's Tidal Force. DJ Cutman pointed out that one of Cubby's songs, Ember, has almost 1 million plays on Spotify. So, dude, shout out to Cubby for low-key blowing up on Spotify. And on Spotify, he gets cash for that. Cool. Yeah. Go to KUBBI. Look for him on Spotify. If you want to catch any of our old shows, you can find them all on ClassicElite.com. If you like the show, please leave us a review on any of the podcast services that you use. You can find us on Apple, Google Play, Stitcher, SoundCloud, all that stuff. But any podcast app I've tried to find us on, other than Plex so far, I've been able to find it. Poor Jim Kickass Gamer. He's like, I always arrive at the end. Sorry, man. Fuck it. We'll just go for another 2 hours of yawns. We'll be good.
Yeah.
Social media, our name is at Classic Elite, Classic L337. That's Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, SoundCloud. And we do have Amazon affiliate links in the description, so please consider going to Amazon through those links if you're going to buy something. If we have enough people that do that, we get a commission. And I guess, Zelda All-Stars. That'd be good, Zarek. I agree. Zelda All-Stars would be good in the Breath of the Wild engine. I could get on board with that. Yeah, I mean, they re-released Zelda 1 and 2 with that GameCube collection, but they weren't remasters.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't mind a full remake or whatever in that capacity. Yeah, Zelda 2 would be really fun. I need to really play that game. I got hooked on it once in high school. We got it at Funko Land and started playing it. And I remember thinking, oh, this is really good. But never beat it. Yeah. I need to beat it.
They need to get rid of the durability.
Oh, in Breath of the Wild?
Yeah, the weapon and shield durability. Get rid of it.
I mean, how did they play Ocarina, have the troll where you break the longsword or whatever, and think that that's the mechanic that we really need to cling on to? Who wasn't brokenhearted when that happened? You could get it, fixed where there's a side quest that you can do You can make it indestructible or whatever. So, yeah. Also, keep an eye out. We will be releasing our spoiler cast of Cabin in the Woods, so feel free to leave comments on the YouTube video for it. It should be out tonight or tomorrow. And that means at the end of September, in 4 weeks, we're going to be watching Witch, VV-itch. What do you say?
I was just called The Witch.
Okay, The Witch. We're going to watch The Witch, which is of Hereditary fame, right?
Yeah, same production company, A24.
Okay. They also did Get Out. Is that right?
Did they?
Or Split or something?
I don't remember.
I don't know. Maybe it was an actress was in Split and Witch. I turn Slovak whenever I see that now. It's like, the Witch. My relatives were like that. So, yeah, all their W's were V's. So, oh, no, it's the other way. All their V's were W's. Visa? Well, I had Uncle Visa. I think it was Visa. Is that what they said? I don't know. It's too late. Words are getting hard in English.
Zurich, the thing is October.
October, yeah. We're doing that for the Halloween one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's the thing.
Hereditary was a little weird, but in all the right ways.
Yeah. So, we will eventually get to that as well. Christmas time, we're going to watch Krampus.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to look for something to fill in November, which I'm sure won't be difficult for you to figure out something.
Let's see. November has Black Friday, so we're watching Chopping Mall.
Seriously?
No, it moves terrible.
Okay. All right. Yeah, pick good ones for now. Like remember, you want me to like horror movies, right?
Yes.
So, okay. Well, everybody, that's going to be it for the show. Thank you very much for watching. Shout out to everybody in chat that came by. And we will see you next week for episode 285.
Boosh.
All right. We'll see you guys later. I'm going to shut down the stream. I really do need to go edit the spoiler cast. So, oh, yeah. One movie every day in October. Yeah. We're definitely shutting the switch off now. Or turning the switch off now. I'm hitting the switch to turn off the stream now. Oh, boy. We sucked this one. We'll see. We'll see you guys later. Good night.